Okay. So in the chapter of atomic structure, we have started with Dalton's theory of atom, and in that we have seen the postulates of Dalton and his drawbacks. And हमने ये बात किया, all the postulates of Dalton are based on the data of atomic mass, and based on atomic mass, he has given some points, and those points are, if two atoms are having similar masses, then they should be atoms of the same element. If they are having different masses, then they should be atoms of different elements. But based on discovery of isotopes and isobars, isotopes are atoms having same atomic number but different mass number. If they are having different mass number, they will be having different masses. So according to Dalton, 1h1, 1h2 and 1h3. According to Dalton, 1h1, 1h2 and 1h3 must be atoms of different elements, as their masses are different. But we know that all of them are masses of the same element, which is hydrogen. Similarly, isobars atoms having same mass number but different atomic number. If they're having same mass number, their masses will be same. So अगर Dalton ने इनका masses find किया, if he is seeing that both the masses are coming to be a same value, he will say that these two atoms must be of the same element. But we know that these two atoms are of different elements, argon and calcium. So the discovery of isotopes and isobars led to the failure of Dalton's theory. इनके अलावा, when electron, proton and neutron were discovered, his particular theory was completely discarded. So इसके बाद हमने क्या देखा? We have seen the discovery of electron, proton and neutron based on an experiment called cathode ray experiment. We have seen the discovery of electron, and based on anode ray experiment, we have seen the discovery of proton. And who discovered neutron? Discovery of neutron was made by Chadwick with the help of a reaction called nuclear transformation reaction. Okay, ये तीन चीजें डिस्कवर होने के बाद we have seen atomic models. Atomic models मतलब how the electron, proton and neutron are placed inside an atom. The first and foremost model was given by J.J. Thomson, and his model is called as watermelon model or plum pudding model. According to his model, the positive charge is distributed inside an atom, and the negatively charged electrons are embedded inside that particular positive charge. When J.J. Thomson gave his model, न्यूट्रॉन का डिस्कवरी नहीं हुआ, so इसलिए न्यूट्रॉन के बारे में उसने कुछ नहीं बताया. He said that positive charge is distributed throughout the atom and negative charges are embedded inside that particular positive charge, just like in watermelon. Pulp is distributed and the seeds are embedded inside the pulp.
So sir,
yeah.
Yes, so sir, by not saying about anything about neutrons, he must have said that he neither confirms nor denies the presence of them.
Yeah.
Or did he say that they don't exist?
वैसा कुछ नहीं कहा उसने. प्रोटॉन्स और इलेक्ट्रॉन्स के बारे में बताया. तब तक उसने ये भी नहीं, मतलब न्यूट्रॉन्स के ऊपर कुछ कमेंट ही नहीं किया.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
ठीक है. He further said that number of positively charged entities must be equal to the negatively charged entities. Then only we can establish the electrical neutrality of the atom. If you are taking an atom is electrically neutral, which is possible if and only if the total positive charge is equal to the total negative charge. Okay. Then his student Rutherford, based on some experiment which is called as alpha ray experiment, based on the observations of those experiments, he came to J.J. Thomson and said, आपका model जो भी है, it is not validated with my experimental results. जो भी results है वो एक जैसा आ रहा था, and ये जो particular model है, इन दोनों के बीच में match नहीं हो रहा है. So the results are, alpha ray scattering experiment में क्या हुआ? There is a source. This is the source of alpha rays. What are alpha rays? Alpha rays are nothing but doubly ionized helium atom, or which is nothing but helium nucleus, or helium 2 positive. He2 positive is termed as alpha ray. When he passed those alpha rays through a gold foil, which is of very less thickness, and the thickness is of the order of 1000 atoms. Okay, which is of very less thickness. तब क्या हुआ? Most of the alpha rays passed through the gold foil without any deviation. Okay, very few alpha rays got deviated at an angles less than 90. very few alpha ray particles got deviated by angles greater than 90 or rebounded. Okay, based on this particular observation, most of the alpha ray particles pass through without any deviation. This can happen or this cannot happen if you have the positive charge distributed throughout the atom. If the positive charge is distributed throughout the atom, alpha ray being positively charged, एक positive charge दूसरा positive charge के पास में आ रहा है तो क्या होगा? There will be deviations. Okay, most of the particles must be deviated at an angles or at some angles. But क्या हुआ है? Most of the alpha particles got passed without any deviation. इसका मतलब ये जो सारा positive charge जैसे थॉमसन ने कहा distribute होना चाहिए. It is not distributed, but it is concentrated in a small region. Okay. अगर वैसा रहता तो then the electrons can pass without any deviation, or sorry, then the alpha particles can pass without any deviation. Okay. और एक केस क्या हो सकता है alpha particles के deviation के लिए? If there is any mass contributing unit whose mass is comparable to the mass of the alpha particle. Alpha particle's mass is 4 times mass of proton. And if you have neutrons distributed throughout the atom, उसका mass और alpha particles का mass comparable है. So whenever it is striking that particular neutron, there has to be some deviation. Again, as there are no deviations, as there are very few deviations, I can again conclude the mass contributing units. जो भी mass contributing units रहेंगे atom के अंदर, all those must be present at the center or in a very small region. Okay. So the positive charges as well as the neutral entities which are having some considerable amount of mass are all concentrated in a very small region, and that particular region is called it as nucleus. Small region करके क्यों बोल रहा हूँ? Suppose वो जो particular region है बड़ा है, मान लेते हैं बड़ा है, तब क्या होगा? Most of the particles can fall on this particular nucleus and they can have deviation greater than 90 more and more. Okay. ज्यादा particles greater than 90 deviation show करना चाहिए, but क्या है? Only very few, 1 in million particles got deviated by angles greater than 90 or rebounded. इसका मतलब क्या है? The size of the nucleus or the size of the region where you are putting that particular positive charge and the neutrons, okay, is very small when compared to the size of the atom. यहाँ तक देखा हमने. उसके बाद क्या बात किया? एटम के अंदर इलेक्ट्रॉन्स भी है, बट इलेक्ट्रॉन्स का मास जो है इट इज वेरी लेस व्हेन कंपेयर्ड टू द मास ऑफ द अल्फा पार्टिकल. इलेक्ट्रॉन्स मास एंड प्रोटॉन्स मास, इन दोनों के बीच में रिलेशन क्या है? मास ऑफ द प्रोटॉन इज 1836 टाइम्स मास ऑफ द इलेक्ट्रॉन. सो अल्फा पार्टिकल का मास क्या है? 4 टाइम्स मास ऑफ द प्रोटॉन. सो मास ऑफ अल्फा पार्टिकल इन टर्म्स ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉन क्या है? इट इज 4 into 1836 टाइम्स मास ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉन. इन दोनों के बीच में बहुत ज्यादा फर्क है. उसके लिए एग्जांपल भी दिया हमने. an electron can be treated as a rat and a alpha particle can be treated as an elephant. Whenever you are rolling an elephant, if there is collision between a rat and the elephant, और जो rat है it will be deviating from its path. Okay, वो उधर से उड़ जाएगा, but वो जो elephant जो है उसका path में कुछ deviation नहीं आएगा. It will continue in its own path. So you can never find the position of the rat. If you are having a deviation at particular point, then you can say यहाँ पे collision हुआ होगा, इसकी वजह से deviation आया. But because of electrons, there can never be deviations, as there are no observations for the position of electron. Rutherford ने ऐसा कुछ statement दिया. The statement is the electrons must revolve around the nucleus just like the planets are revolving around the sun. Electrons must revolve around the nucleus just like the planets are revolving around the sun. Hence, this model is also called as planetary model. Okay, but because of that particular statement, the statement is electrons are revolving around the nucleus just like the planets are revolving around the sun. वो एक statement के वजह से उसका theory fail हुआ. वो theory किस वजह से fail हुआ? There is one more theory existing back then, which is Maxwell's theory of electromagnetic radiation. According to that particular theory, once let us again read the statement. According to Maxwell's theory, any heated object, whenever you are heating any object and if you are placing your hand beside it, Okay, no need to touch the object, just place your hand beside it, you can feel the warmth of it. वो किस वजह से होता है? वो जो heated object है, it is a source of radiation now. That particular radiation is called as electromagnetic radiation. इसके बारे में इस क्लास में पढ़ेंगे हम. What is meant by electromagnetic radiation? So any heated object or an accelerating charged particle, any heated object or an accelerating charged particle loses energy continuously in the form of electromagnetic radiation. Whenever something loses energy, the stability of it will be increased. क्योंकि जितना ज़्यादा energy है उतना unstable होगा. Energy ज़्यादा है तो it will always try to interact with other things. अगर उसके पास खुद के पास energy नहीं है तो it cannot interact with other things. इसका मतलब वो stable है. More the energy, less is the stability. Less the energy, more is the stability. Energy and stability are inversely proportional. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So if the electron is losing energy continuously, first of all उसका statement क्या है? Any heated object or accelerating charged particle. अभी एक जो electron है, if it is revolving around the nucleus, the speed of it will be constant because the distance is not changing from the nucleus, but the direction of its speed or the direction of its velocity और जो है the direction is continuously changing. इस पॉइंट पे डायरेक्शन इस डायरेक्शन में दिख रहा है, इस वाले पॉइंट पे यहाँ पे दिख रहा है, इस वाले पॉइंट पे इस साइड जाएगा करके दिखेगा, इस इधर यहाँ पे. So the direction of the velocity is continuously changing, and velocity is a vector quantity. Vector quantity मतलब क्या है? One which has both direction as well as
magnitude.
Okay, so magnitude नहीं change होके direction भी change हुआ. We can say the vector is changed. Okay.
Okay.
So if the vector velocity is changing, the change in velocity per unit time, change in velocity per unit time is nothing but acceleration. So एक जो electron है, if it is revolving around the nucleus, I can say it is having some acceleration. And we already know that electron has some charge. So according to Maxwell, this is an accelerating charged particle. Okay, accelerating charged particle. So Maxwell के हिसाब से क्या होना चाहिए? It has to lose energy. It has to lose energy continuously. If it is losing energy continuously, क्या होगा? यहाँ पे energy release किया, so energy lose किया तो stability क्या हुआ होगा? बड़ा होगा. Because energy and stability are inversely proportional. If it is losing energy, the stability has to be increased. And इस particular electron और nucleus के context में, the stability is defined based on the attractive forces. If we are considering a classroom, the stability of the classroom is based on the attractive forces between the teacher and the student. Okay, if you are
Yes.
considering a family, the stability of that particular family is based on the interaction, or it is based on the relations between the family members. In this particular case, ये जो stability of the electron है, it is based on the interaction of the electron with the nucleus. Both of them are having some positive interaction. क्योंकि न्यूक्लियस के अंदर पॉजिटिव चार्ज है, इलेक्ट्रॉन इज नेगेटिवली चार्ज्ड. नेगेटिव और पॉजिटिव के बीच में अट्रैक्टिव फोर्सेस रहेगा. सो इस अट्रैक्टिव फोर्सेस के वजह से दे आर अटेनिंग सम स्टेबिलिटी. ओके.
Okay.
So if I'm saying that stability is increasing, होना क्या चाहिए? अट्रैक्टिव फोर्सेस बढ़ना चाहिए. अट्रैक्टिव फोर्सेस बढ़ने के लिए क्या होना चाहिए? This electron must come close to the nucleus. So whenever it is releasing energy, it is coming close to the nucleus. So ये वाला point पे भी क्या होगा? It is an accelerating charge particle only अभी भी. तो फिर से energy release करेगा, फिर से पास में आएगा. अभी इधर भी क्या होगा? It is an accelerating charge particle. It will again release energy. So Maxwell के हिसाब से क्या है? It has to lose energy continuously. ऐसा release करता जाना चाहिए उसको. ऐसा release करता गया, तब क्या होगा? Ending में the electron will fall inside the nucleus and the atom will be destroyed. And we know that atom is a stable entity. Atom exists. Okay, इसका मतलब ये जो particular Maxwell theory है, जिसमें ये कह रहे that the electron must lose energy continuously, वो गलत हो सकता है और it may be inapplicable to in the context of atom. और
Yes.
Rutherford ने जो मॉडल दिया है that electron must revolve around the nucleus, it can be wrong as well. Okay, या दोनों भी गलत हो सकता है, ऐसा नहीं है एक सही है एक गलत, दोनों भी गलत हो सकता है, दोनों सही हो सकता है, it can be anything. Okay, so now we need to understand ये जो Maxwell theory है that electron is losing energy continuously or not, we need to understand that. In order to understand that, there are two very important experiments. The first experiment is black body radiation experiment and the next experiment is photoelectric effect experiment. ये जो photoelectric effect experiment है वो थोड़ा high level का है, but we will try to understand. I will introduce you that particular experiment. Okay, black body radiation experiment जो है वो तो समझ में आ जाएगा, उसमें कुछ ज्यादा दिक्कत नहीं होगा. So we will try to disprove Maxwell based on two experiments. One is black body experiment and the other is photoelectric effect experiment. Disprove Maxwell का मतलब क्या है? उसने जो कहा है that the electron must lose energy continuously, वो ऐसा होगा कि नहीं वो देखना है हमको. And और एक statement है इसी में, whenever something loses energy continuously, according to Maxwell, only the intensity of it will be changed but not its wavelength or frequency. जो भी इस रेडिएशन है, इस रेडिएशन का इंटेंसिटी चेंज होगा बट उसका वेवलेंथ या फ्रीक्वेंसी कभी चेंज नहीं होगा. ओके, सो ये सब हमको अंडरस्टैंड करना है. In order to understand that, first of all you need to know what is meant by this electromagnetic radiation. So in this lecture we will discuss about what is meant by electromagnetic radiation. Is this clear everyone?
Yes, sir.
Very good. So let us try to understand electromagnetic radiation. ओके, इससे भी पहले इलेक्ट्रोमैग्नेटिक रेडिएशन समझने के लिए यू नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट इज मेंट बाय अ ट्रांसवर्स वेव. You need to understand what is meant by a transverse wave. Okay, transverse wave समझने के लिए you need to know what is meant by wave. So can anyone tell me the definition of wave?
Sir, can I try?
Yeah, Viraj.
Yes, wave is energy or some particles traveling in periodically up-down motion.
Okay, okay, good. First of all, okay, और भी basic रखते हैं. A wave is nothing but a disturbance created in a medium. That particular disturbance will be propagating in the medium. Okay, so a wave is nothing but a disturbance created in a medium. That disturbance, if the disturbance is created by a particle which is moving to and fro, the kind of wave which we generate is called as transverse wave. मतलब क्या है? Let us try to understand this. Suppose एक particle है, that particular particle is vibrating to and fro. मतलब it is going upwards as well as it is going downwards. It is going to a maximum level. यहाँ तक जा रहे, उसके बाद वापस आ गया, और नीचे तक जा रहे, उसके बाद वापस जा रहे. Okay, this is the mean level. It is going to and fro. अब ये बताओ, whenever that particular particle is moving to and fro, उसके बाजू वाला particle, इसके बाजू वाला particle जो इसके contact में है, will it be affected?
Yes, sir. It will be pushed.
It will be affected. So it will also start to move.
Yes.
Right? But दोनों particles दोनों साथ में एक instant पे start हुआ या थोड़ा instant दूसरा particle start हुआ?
So there will be a small difference.
There will be small difference because दोनों particles साथ में तो start नहीं हो रहे, ये दोनों साथ में ऊपर नीचे नहीं जा रहे. ये जाने की वजह से इसके बाजू वाला particle it is affected. Okay, so can I say if this particle is at its maximum level, यहाँ पे है, यहाँ पे आ गया, उसके बाजू वाला पार्टिकल, ओके रेडी लेते हैं, यहाँ पे है, उसके बाजू वाला पार्टिकल इट विल बी स्लाइटली बिलो इट, उसके बाजू वाला पार्टिकल और थोड़ा नीचे रहेगा,
Yes. Yes. Yes.
उसके बाजू वाला पार्टिकल और थोड़ा नीचे,
Yes.
सो ऐसा ओके। So if you are seeing different particles, the different particles will be at different positions if you are taking a photograph. ये वाला आई होप समझ में आया होगा आप लोग को। मैं क्या कर रहा हूँ, बहुत सारे पार्टिकल्स ऐसे ऊपर नीचे मूव कर रहे हैं, बट आई एम एट ए गिवन इंस्टेंट आई एम टेकिंग ए स्नैपशॉट, और स्नैपशॉट लिया तो क्या होगा, different particles I can visualize them at different positions. Okay,
Yes.
so overall you will be seeing something like this, which is called as a wave. This is nothing but transverse wave. बाद में आप लोग, और सॉरी, बाद में आप लोग पढ़ेंगे फिजिक्स में, ये जो वेव्स है बेसिकली देयर आर ऑफ टू टाइप्स, ट्रांसवर्स वेव्स के साथ और एक टाइप ऑफ वेव है विच इज कॉल्ड एज लॉन्गिट्यूडनल वेव। इन केस ऑफ ट्रांसवर्स वेव, और जो पार्टिकल्स है दे आर वाइब्रेटिंग, देखो द प्रोपगेशन ऑफ वेव इज इन दिस डायरेक्शन, but the particles are moving to and fro. The direction of propagation and the vibration are perpendicular to each other. Okay, so in a transverse wave, the particles of the medium vibrate perpendicular to the direction of propagation of the wave. Can I say that?
Yes, sir.
Particles of medium vibrate perpendicular के लिए सिंबल है ये है perpendicular the direction of propagation of wave. अभी इस particular point पे we can define some properties for any wave. This particular point, ये जो maximum point है ना, उन दोनों के बीच में distance, the maximum displacement of the particle from its mean position, it is called as amplitude. A. What is A? A is nothing but amplitude. एक एक definition लिखते हैं. If I want to write the definition of amplitude, the maximum displacement
displacement
of the particle from its mean position is called amplitude.
It's called
Amplitude. Okay, the maximum displacement of the particle from its mean position is called as amplitude. Okay, हमने intensity करके कुछ बात किया, intensity इस particular statement में the intensity of the emitted radiation is changed but not wavelength or frequency करके. Intensity क्या होता है? Intensity of a wave is directly proportional to amplitude square. मतलब amplitude जितना ज्यादा होता जाएगा, मतलब ये जो वेव है कितने ऊपर से स्टार्ट होंगे, इसका इंटेंसिटी उतना ही बड़ा होता जाएगा. ओके, इंटेंसिटी इज डायरेक्टली प्रोपोर्शनल टू एम्पलीट्यूड स्क्वायर, और एम्पलीट्यूड को स्क्वायर करने से जो भी वैल्यू आएगा, इंटेंसिटी इज प्रोपोर्शनल टू एम्पलीट्यूड स्क्वायर. सो एम्पलीट्यूड बढ़ता जाएगा तो इंटेंसिटी भी बढ़ता जाएगा. ओके, ये क्लियर है?
Yes.
ठीक है. ओके, फर्दर ये जो पर्टिकुलर वेव में वी हैव, इफ यू ऑब्जर्व देयर आर सम पीक्स. ओके, यहाँ पे फिर से ये वापस से ऐसा आने के बाद यहाँ पे भी एक पीक है, एंड देयर आर सम डिप्रेशंस और वैलीज. These peak points this is called as a crest, and this depression or the valley is called as trough. Okay, crests are peaks and troughs are depressions or valleys. The
Okay.
distance between any two consecutive crests or any two consecutive troughs, मतलब यहाँ से लेके यहाँ तक, the distance between any two consecutive crests or any two consecutive troughs, यहाँ से लेके यहाँ तक, this distance is called as wavelength. Wavelength, and it is denoted by symbol lambda. Okay, what is the wavelength? It is the distance between any two consecutive crests or consecutive troughs. मतलब क्या है, इधर लिख रहा हूं मैं फिर से definition. Wavelength, it is denoted by symbol lambda. इसके लिए A.
सर वो सिंबल दिख नहीं रहा है क्या आप तो?
हाँ, the symbol is lambda. इधर फिर से कर रहा हूँ ऐसा, this is lambda. Okay, दिख रहा है अभी? And how is wavelength defined? It is the distance between any two consecutive crests or troughs. Okay, or you can also define that as the distance between any two consecutive crests or troughs or equivalent points. Equivalent points, इसका मतलब क्या है? Suppose let us take a point here. ये वाला पॉइंट लेते हैं. ओके, इसके करस्पॉन्डिंग इक्विवेलेंट पॉइंट क्या होगा? दैट पर्टिकुलर पॉइंट मस्ट बी ऑन द सेम हॉरिजॉन्टल लेवल. देखो ये वाला पॉइंट जो है सेम हॉरिजॉन्टल लेवल है, और ये वाला पॉइंट जो है ये भी सेम हॉरिजॉन्टल लेवल है. ओके, बट दीज टू, ये दोनों they are not considered as equivalent because in the next time instant ये जो particular particle है it is moving upwards, ये जो particular particle है it is moving downwards, so both of their direction of motion is different, hence it should not be called as equivalent. but ये जो particular particle है ये भी क्या है, it is also moving upwards. okay, so ये इन दोनों के बीच में जो डिस्टेंस यहाँ से लेके यहाँ तक, इन दोनों के बीच में जो डिस्टेंस है इट कैन अगेन बी कॉल्ड एज लैम्डा. और एल्स, और एक डायग्राम ड्रॉ कर रहा हूं मैं इधर. कोई भी 2 पॉइंट्स इक्विवेलेंट होना चाहिए. ये वाला इन दोनों के बीच में, दिस इज आल्सो लैम्डा. ओके, और एल्स ये वाला पॉइंट, ये वाला पॉइंट, दिस इज आल्सो लैम्डा. इज दिस क्लियर? सभी लोग है क्लास में?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. If you are having any difficulty in understanding, or if my voice is not clear, please let me know. किसी ने कहा है वॉइस क्लियर नहीं है, अभी क्लियर है क्या? ओके, ठीक है. वेवलेंथ डिफाइन किया हमने, एम्पलीट्यूड डिफाइन किया. नाउ आई विल गिव यू सम डेफिनिशंस try to tell me the formula. उससे पहले एक क्वेश्चन, सिंपल क्वेश्चन दे रहा हूँ. यहाँ से यहाँ तक what is the value of the distance, कितना होगा?
Sir, it's wavelength.
Is it wavelength?
Sir, amplitude.
Amplitude, okay. Amplitude तो हम vertical distance है, यही distance
No,
को
sir, I think it is wavelength.
Sir, sir,
या
frequency.
frequency नहीं, frequency तो अभी मैं वो वाला distance का value पूछ रहा हूँ. I'm asking about the distance value.
Sir, they are not equivalent.
They are not equivalent, exactly. The points are not equivalent. ये तो सब लोग ने जज किया ना.
Yes.
देखो ये जो particular point है, in the next time instant it is going downwards, this is going upwards, so these two are not equivalent. But हमको ये पता है इधर से लेके यहाँ तक, okay, if I take the distance between these two, यहाँ से लेके यहाँ तक, okay, this is lambda. Can I say that? Because both of them are equivalent. So यहाँ से लेके यहाँ तक उसका आधा है ना, so this will be lambda upon 2.
Lambda upon 2.
It will be lambda upon 2, half of the wavelength. Is this clear?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So, sir,
Okay.
in the above diagram, it was written something else above this, the first diagram that you.
This one?
Yes, that is why I said wavelength.
No, I'm in this case I'm referring to this distance. ये वाला और ये वाला distance को refer किया. These two are equivalent again.
Yes, those are equivalent.
Okay. These points अभी ये वाला points को mention नहीं किया मैंने, इसलिए इस question में दिया था. Okay?
Yes.
ठीक है. Next wavelength के बाद next definition, time period.
Time period.
Can anyone tell me the definition of time period?
Sir, it
Or
was
the time which it takes for
Yes.
one complete
One complete?
wave from
wavelength.
One
mean
complete-
position to extreme position, and then again
To the mean position. Yeah. दोनों सही है. It is the time taken to complete one full oscillation. I can say it as oscillation. It is the time taken to complete one full oscillation or to travel one wavelength. Or to complete one full cycle. These are the definitions of time period. मतलब इधर देखो, ये जो particular point है, ऊपर नीचे से extreme position पे गया, वापस आया, फिर से दूसरे extreme पे गया, वापस आ गया. This is called as one complete oscillation. Okay. So the time taken for this complete oscillation is can be treated as one time period. और ऐसा कुछ visualize करो, इधर से ऊपर गया, वापस आया, नीचे गया, वापस हुआ. So ये complete wave form हुआ. Okay. The time taken to travel a distance of one wavelength is nothing but one time period. Or the time taken to complete one full cycle. ये एक cycle है. Okay, this is one cycle. वैसा ही इधर से इधर एक cycle है, इधर से इधर एक cycle है, इधर से इधर एक cycle है. These are cycles. Okay.
Yes.
Clear है? So time
Yes.
period,
Yes, sir.
time period is denoted by symbol capital T. What is the units of time period? It is seconds.
Capital. Okay.
Time,
So it is
units are seconds. The
denoted
symbol is
by.
capital T. Denoted by
Okay.
capital T. The units are seconds. Wavelength के लिए units क्या होगा? Length है ना? Units will be equal to meters, centimeters, and इस चैप्टर में मिलीमीटर तो ठीक है,
Millimeter.
मीटर सेंटीमीटर्स मिलीमीटर्स भी है. इनके अलावा और एक यूनिट है which is called as angstrom.
Yes, yes.
Angstrom. Okay. Or you can also have nanometers. NM. NM is nanometer.
Nanometer.
Sir,
And one angstrom
micrometer
equal
is
to
also.
micrometer can also be used, but these are the most commonly used thing.
All right.
Literature में angstrom and nanometers. One angstrom is 10 raised to minus 10 meters or 10 raised to minus 8 centimeters. One nanometer equal to 10 raised to minus 9 meters. Important, you need to remember this. One angstrom is 10 raised to minus 8 centimeters or 10 raised to minus 10 meters. One nanometer is 10 raised to minus 9 meters.
Sir,
Yeah.
sir, what is the instrument used to record the time period of a wave?
Time period of a wave, we can calculate it. देखो ये सब कैसे कैलकुलेट करते हैं? If you know the wavelength, देखो you will be sending a wave to an object. Upon here collision on that particular object, it will be rebounding and that particular wave will be getting back to you. Suppose sound wave का उस particular wave का आप लोग को time period या wavelength कुछ तो measure करना है. क्या करेंगे? The experiment we use is you will be sending a wave from your end. It will be hitting a given object. वो rebound, okay? You can once you get back that particular wave, you will hear the sound, right? तो उन दोनों के बीच में कितना टाइम लैप्स हुआ वो देखो. You know the distance, you know the time, you can know the speed of the wave. So different properties can be calculated based on that. टाइम मेजर करने के लिए वॉच ही होगा, ठीक है, बट वो कितने टाइम में हमारे पास आया है वो सब देखना पड़ेगा.
Yes.
Is my voice clear to everyone? Some students are saying that.
Yes, sir, your voice is very
Sir, it is clear.
Okay, thank you.
So someone might be having a internet connection problem.
Yeah, internet connection problem. Yeah. Okay. ठीक है. Next definition. I will give you the definition. I will write the definition. Please try to make a formula out of it with the help of definition. Frequency. The symbol for frequency of electromagnetic radiation is nu. This is pronounced as nu. Okay. ऐसा कुछ लिखेंगे. It is not V. It looks like V, but it is not V. Okay. The definition of it is.
Sir, one type of U.
A type of U. You can say that. Okay. The definition of frequency is.
Nu.
It is defined as number of oscillations
Of frequency.
per unit time. It is defined as number of oscillations per unit time. So can you tell me the formula for frequency?
So,
Yeah.
time period upon the unit time.
Time period upon the unit time. मतलब क्या हुआ उसका लिखूं कैसे मैं? टाइम पीरियड अपॉन यूनिट टाइम मतलब इट इज नंबर ऑफ ऑसिलेशंस पर यूनिट टाइम. एक बार फिर से इस ग्राफ पे चलते हैं. वन कंप्लीट ऑसिलेशन ये है ना, और एल्स आई कैन विजुअलाइज दिस एज इधर से लेके इधर तक गया, वापस इधर यहाँ पे आया ना. सो इन दिस पर्टिकुलर region you have how many oscillations? You have one oscillation.
So,
Okay, so यहाँ से
Yes.
यहाँ तक जाने के लिए टाइम कितना लगता है?
Yeah, that is frequency. So
यहाँ से आई एम आस्किंग टाइम. यहाँ से यहाँ तक जाने के लिए ये ऊपर गया, नीचे आया, वापस यहाँ पे आया, यहाँ से यहाँ तक जाने के लिए कितना टाइम लगता है?
sir,
Nothing but
we
one
don't-
time period. One
yes,
time
okay,
period
yes.
ना.
One
That
time
is not-
period.
that is nothing but one time period. In order to complete one full wave, the time required is one time period. Okay, so
Yes.
what is frequency? It is the number of oscillations per unit time. In this particular time of one time period, you have one oscillation. So I can write the formula as frequency nu equals to one oscillation in a time of one time period. So nu equal to 1 upon t.
equal to 1 upon
I
t.
hope this
Yes.
formula is clear. कैसे derive किया हमने? In a time period of or in a time of one time period, एक capital T time पे it is completing one full oscillation. So number of oscillations per unit time is nothing but one oscillation in a time of one time period. Nu equal to 1 upon t. उसका units क्या होगा? 1 upon second, which is nothing but hertz. The unit of frequency is hertz, which is nothing but 1 upon second. Clear है? अभी एक बार आप लोग देखा तो we have defined
सर वो
wavelength.
टी का मतलब टाइम वेव है ना, टाइम पीरियड.
This t is nothing but time period, time taken for complete one oscillation.
ओके सर.
Okay.
Sir, Hertz is like some name of some person, right? Surname or something.
Yeah.
Who discovered frequency.
Exactly. सही है. एक मिनट.
What's the problem? Hello?
Yeah, some people are having trouble in hearing my voice. So इसकी वजह से it's because of the internet issues. If your internet is not fast और कुछ problem है तो उसकी वजह से ऐसा break आता है. I will be posting the video lecture immediately after this session. Please go through that particular lecture. If you are having any doubts, you can contact me in that case. I'm continuing with the lecture for now. If you are having any doubts after seeing the video lecture, you can call me. Okay.
सर
Yeah.
सर वो ब्रैकेट में क्या लिखा है? ब्रैकेट में
ब्रैकेट में ये जो
इन दी
HZ,
ब्रैकेट सर.
हाँ ये वाला ना.
यस सर.
हाँ ये जो HZ जो भी लिखा है ना, HZ is nothing but hertz. उसका complete full form लिखा है मैंने. HZ is called as hertz, the unit of frequency. 1 upon second को ही दूसरा नाम है hertz.
Hertz.
Okay.
Okay,
last definition. Wave number denoted by symbol nu bar. Wave number you need to read this as new. ऊपर एक line है ना, new bar. Again, I will give you the definition. Try to tell me the formula. Okay. It is defined as number of waves per unit length. It is defined as number of waves per unit length. Can you tell me the formula for this now? Number of waves per unit length.
So can you scroll down?
Yeah. It is defined as number of waves per unit length. देखो मैं फॉर्मूला मैं समझाता हूँ. देखो यहाँ से यहाँ तक लेंथ कितना है एनीवन? इन दोनों के बीच में वेवलेंथ नथिंग बट लैम्डा. इस लेंथ में कितने वेव्स है? इस लेंथ में कितने वेव्स है? टोटल वेव्स 1 कंप्लीट वेव. यहाँ से लेके यहाँ तक इट इज नथिंग बट 1 वेव. So number of waves per unit length. Number of waves are 1. Length कितना है? Lambda. So can I say new bar is nothing but 1 upon lambda. You have one wave in a length of 1 wavelength. So 1 upon lambda is the formula for wave number. And if you
1
want
upon lambda.
Write, 1 upon lambda. If you want to write the units of it.
Units of it.
1 upon centimeter or 1 upon meter. बस ये 2 यूनिट्स ही है. ओके ओके. हमने अभी जो देखा है, we have seen what is meant by a transverse wave. We have seen what is meant by transverse wave. हमने इलेक्ट्रोमैग्नेटिक रेडिएशन के बारे में कुछ नहीं देखा. इलेक्ट्रोमैग्नेटिक रेडिएशन क्या होता है? Just give me 2 minutes. क्या?
सर वेव नंबर.
सॉरी
सर वेव नंबर का डेफिनेशन और एक बार बोल सकते हो सर?
हाँ,
मैं डिस्कनेक्ट हो गया था.
ओके ओके ओके. वेव नंबर क्या होता है? वेव नंबर इज नथिंग बट द नंबर ऑफ वेव्स पर यूनिट लेंथ. सपोज इधर ही देखो, वेव नंबर इज नंबर ऑफ वेव्स पर यूनिट लेंथ. सपोज इफ यू आर टेकिंग दिस पर्टिकुलर लेंथ, यहाँ से लेके यहाँ तक, दिस लेंथ इज नथिंग बट 1 wavelength. Okay, the distance from this point to this point is nothing but 1 wavelength. So in this particular distance you have how many waves? एक complete wave है. So according to definition of wave number of waves per unit length, you have 1 wave in a length of lambda. So the formula will become 1 upon lambda. 1 wave in a length of lambda. So the formula will be 1 upon lambda. So units are 1 upon centimeter or 1 upon meter. Length के लिए unit centimeter और meter ना. We will not have something like 1 upon angstrom, 1 upon nanometer. ये नहीं रखेंगे. It is 1 upon centimeter, 1 upon meter. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Understood,
Why
sir.
can't we use angstrom?
1 upon angstrom जैसा angstrom inverse वैसा कुछ there is not. Angstrom is 10 raised to minus 8 centimeters ना. Angstrom is
Yes.
not a unit, it is in terms of centimeters. So वैसा नहीं लिखेंगे, 1 upon angstrom नहीं लिखेंगे.
Okay.
Okay.
सर ये नीचे का ड्राइंग क्या है?
हाँ, this is ये जो drawing है अभी अभी लिखा मैंने. This is nothing but the electromagnetic radiation.
Electromagnetic radiation. क्या होता है ये?
Okay. What is meant by electromagnetic radiation? It is a combination of two transverse waves. देखो, ये एक transverse wave है, and this is one more transverse wave. If you try to visualize, both these transverse waves are perpendicular to each other. ये वाला इस plane में है. This is in a perpendicular plane. वैसे लग रहा है आप लोग को? These two are perpendicular to each other.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
A wave is nothing but a disturbance, right? Electromagnetic radiation में क्या होता है? The disturbance is created by, this is the disturbance created by electric field, and this is the disturbance created by magnetic field. इसके ऊपर डिटेल में आप लोग बाद में इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड क्या होता है, मैग्नेटिक फील्ड क्या होता है, you will be understanding them in detail in physics. But for now, just simply understand that whenever you have a charge, around that particular charge, there is a field called electric field. Okay. Because of that particular field, there will be disturbance in its surrounding medium. Similarly, whenever the charge is in motion, you will be having something called magnetic field. That particular magnetic field's disturbance will create magnetic field transverse wave. इससे ज़्यादा नहीं सोचना आप लोग अभी के लिए. No need to worry. And electromagnetic radiation.
सर एक बैकग्राउंड डिस्टरबेंस आ रहा है किसी का तो.
Okay, I will put everyone on mute. Yeah. As of now, you need to simply understand an electromagnetic radiation जो भी है, it is formed because of the disturbance in the electric field and magnetic field. Okay, it is combination of two transverse waves. One of the transverse wave is created by electric field and the other transverse wave is created by magnetic field. And both these things travel perpendicular to each other along with their direction perpendicular to direction of motion of the wave. ये perpendicular to ये जो wave है, it is also perpendicular to the direction of propagation as well as it is perpendicular to this particular wave. दोनों के लिए वो perpendicular है. Okay? ये जो transverse waves के लिए जो भी properties हमने define किया है, wavelength, amplitude, time period, all of them will be valid for these waves too. If you want to define the wavelength, यहाँ से लेके इस point तक. Okay, this is nothing but lambda. And यहाँ से लेके इस point तक. This is nothing but the same lambda. दोनों का wavelength same है.
Yes.
Okay. Clear है?
Yes.
और एक important property है for an electromagnetic radiation.
Yes.
How can you define speed? How can you define speed?
Sir, distance upon time.
Distance upon time. Very good.
Time.
It is distance upon time. If the wave has to travel a distance of lambda, what is the time it will take? इधर
Time period.
Time period. Very good. यहाँ से यहाँ तक जाने के लिए it is traveling a distance of lambda, right? यहाँ से यहाँ तक जाने के लिए it is taking a time of one time period. So speed distance upon time है तो it will be lambda upon t. ये जो speed के लिए symbol है we use for electromagnetic radiation c. So c equal to lambda upon t, which I can write this as lambda times 1 upon t. हमने ऑलरेडी ये पढ़ा, nu equals to 1 upon t, frequency is 1 upon time period. So I can also write c is equals to nu times lambda. C is equals to nu times lambda. This particular formula is the most important formula. C
Lambda.
Sir,
Yeah.
can you tell the full form of C once for speed of what it is used?
Speed of the electromagnetic radiation. ये जो particular radiation, ये जो wave travel कर रहे हैं ना, ये कितने speed से travel कर रहे हैं? C is the speed of the wave. Okay.
Yes.
At what speed it is traveling?
C is the speed of wave.
May I know who is this Apo A37F?
Yes.
Who is this Apo A37F? What's your name? ठीक है, समझ में आया ना एवरीवन? बाकी लोग?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
राइट? स्पीड, ये जो स्पीड है, स्पीड इज नथिंग बट इट इज द distance traveled by the wave per unit time. The distance which it is traveling in a time of one time period. इधर से लेके इधर तक one time period में it is traveling a distance of lambda. Okay. So speed distance is lambda, time is one time period. 1 upon time period is nothing but frequency. So C is equals to nu lambda. ये जो particular formula है ना, this is very 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 important. Please remember this. C equal to nu lambda. Okay. And there is very interesting property for an electromagnetic radiations. All electromagnetic radiations, all electromagnetic radiations travel with a constant speed of 3 into 10 power 8 meter per second.
So that is the speed of light.
That is the speed of light. So I can say light is nothing but an electromagnetic radiation.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Sir, yes. One last thing. C
Yeah, tell me.
denotes electromagnetic radiation.
C denotes the speed for electromagnetic radiation. Speed जो है, you can define for any transverse wave. Sorry.
Okay.
इनके लिए भी ये जो transverse waves है, इसके लिए भी speed रहेगा ये, which will be equal to nu lambda. But the speed of an electromagnetic radiation is defined by symbol C. Okay. And whose value will always be equal to 3 into 10 power 8 meter per second. C equal to 3 into 10 power 8 meter per second. Okay. In the universe you have different types of electromagnetic radiations. I'm keeping all of you on mute. In the universe you have different types of electromagnetic radiations. ये जो sun है, it will be it radiates different radiations: cosmic rays, gamma rays, X rays, UV rays, infrared rays. ऐसे बहुत सारे rays है. All these are electromagnetic radiations only. But उनमें common feature क्या है? All of them travel with a same speed, which is 3 into 10 power 8 meter per second. So how to distinguish among them? They are distinguished by different wavelengths and frequencies. देखो, ये वाला part constant है. So if nu increases, what should happen to lambda? Lambda must decrease. Then only its product will be remaining constant. Or else I can say nu जो है, it is inversely proportional to lambda. Inversely proportional का मतलब है अगर एक चीज बढ़ रहे तो दूसरा चीज घटेगा. In order to maintain न्यू इंटू लैम्डा, ये जो प्रोडक्ट है न्यू और लैम्डा का प्रोडक्ट कांस्टेंट मेंटेन होने के लिए विच इज 3 into 10 power 8. If I am increasing the value of nu, lambda must be decreased. Is this okay with everyone?
Yes, sir.
Frequency and wavelength are inversely proportional. Frequency and wavelength are inversely proportional if frequency increases, wavelength must decrease in order to have the product nu lambda a constant. Can I say that?
Yes.
Okay.
So, sir,
Yeah.
so now we can say that light travels in a electromagnetic wave.
Light travels as an electromagnetic wave. Exactly. Light is a part of electromagnetic radiation. अभी वही उसी के बारे में डिस्कस करेंगे.
Yes.
Okay.
Sir, 1 second. Can you just show that definition?
Yeah, tell.
Yes. So, in this, so in order to keep the speed constant, these are proportional.
These are proportional. Okay.
Yes.
Next, we will see electromagnetic spectrum. We will see what is meant by electromagnetic spectrum. Okay. Spectrum का dictionary definition जो होता है, spectrum is nothing but, ये जो spectrum is nothing but band. Okay. Electromagnetic spectrum मतलब band of electromagnetic radiations. Electromagnetic spectrum is nothing but band of electromagnetic radiations. Okay. Band of electromagnetic radiations का मतलब क्या है? In the universe, whatever the electromagnetic radiations are present, collect all of them and arrange them in a specific order. Okay. The order can be, you can arrange that either in the increasing values of their wavelengths or in increasing values of frequencies or decreasing values of frequencies or decreasing values of wavelengths. मतलब एक specific order में arrange करो. मतलब suppose if all of you are present inside the class and if I am asking you to arrange अपने आप में arrange हो जाओ in the order of your heights, then I will get some band of heights. Left to right गया तो either it can be increasing or it can be decreasing. Similarly, इस केस में मैं क्या कर रहा हूँ? All the electromagnetic radiations are characterized by different wavelengths or frequencies. क्योंकि speed तो सबके लिए same है. So if I am collecting or if I am seeing all those radiations and I want to visualize them in one specific order, either increasing values of wavelengths or frequencies or anything, that will give me a band. That band is called as electromagnetic spectrum. Okay. So I am taking an electromagnetic spectrum. जो भी electromagnetic radiations है, I am arranging them. The left to right wavelength is increasing. If wavelength is increasing, what will happen to frequency? It has to decrease because both of them are inversely proportional, ना? So उनमें सबसे ज़्यादा frequency का radiations जो है, those are cosmic rays. Cosmic rays. उनके बाद you will get gamma rays. ये एक ऑर्डर है, रेंज है. मतलब इस वेवलेंथ से लेके इस वेवलेंथ तक वी विल बी सेइंग दैट दे आर गामा रेस. इस वेवलेंथ से लेके इन वेवलेंथ इस एंड तक वी विल बी सेइंग दैट दे कम अंडर द कैटेगरी ऑफ कॉस्मिक रेस. एक रेंज है, एक ही पर्टिकुलर वेवलेंथ को कॉस्मिक रे नहीं बोलेंगे. वो रेंज में जो भी रेस रहेगा every one of them will be referred to as cosmic ray. After gamma rays you have X-rays. After X-rays you have UV rays, which are also called as ultraviolet rays. Then you have visible rays, which is nothing but your usual light. Okay. Then you have IR rays. IR indicates infrared. Then you have microwaves. एक मिनट. And after microwaves you have radio waves. And after radio waves you have long radio waves. मतलब radio waves से भी बड़ा. This is according to their wavelengths. Long radio waves.
Sir, I think long radio waves are used to communicate between
radio signals. Okay. As
Yes.
their देखो इनका as their wavelengths are very very high, they can travel for or they can travel longer distances. Hence they are used in radio communications. Okay. ये जो visible rays है, further if you try to zoom into this visible rays, it can further be divided into 7 different components. Vibgyor. Okay. ये Vibgyor में भी left to right क्या होगा? Wavelength increase होगा और frequency क्या होगा? Decrease होगा. So I can say violet जो है, it has high frequency and less wavelength. Or if you take red, it will have high wavelength and less frequency. Okay. Violet has high frequency and less wavelength. Red has high wavelength and less frequency. So inside Vibgyor left to right क्या होता जाएगा? Wavelength बढ़ता जाएगा और frequency घटता जाएगा. ये clear है सभी लोगों को? All these are nothing but electromagnetic radiations which are present in the universe. वो सब electromagnetic radiations को मैंने लिखा है एक order में. Highest frequency radiation कौन है? Highest frequency. Vibgyor में नहीं. पूरा देखा तो cosmic rays हो जाएगा. Least frequency कौन होगा? Long radio waves. Highest, yeah.
Sir, there is no least frequency than long radio waves.
Long radio waves पे भी least frequency radiations रह सकता है. All of them are, all the particular range will be considered under long radio waves. उसके आगे जो भी range रहेगा ना, और इससे पीछे जो भी range है, सब cosmic rays है. इनके आगे जो भी है waves, wavelength, they will be long radio waves.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sir, but how they classify into these groups?
Sorry.
How they classify each rays into these groups means
Based-
now, for example, there are 5 rays in gamma rays group. So how they will put that?
बेस्ड ऑन द वेवलेंथ रेंज दे हैव, ये जो पर्टिकुलर रेंज है, नेक्स्ट क्लास में आप लोग को ये रेंज भी देता हूँ. बेस्ड ऑन द वेवलेंथ रेंज, इस पर्टिकुलर रेंज में गामा रेस है. They can be classified based on the effect they are having on different applications. ये जो gamma rays है, whenever they fall on something, they will be destroying or these are injurious to health. Gamma rays, okay. X-rays जो है उतना ज़्यादा injurious नहीं है, मतलब they will also affect definitely, but the effect of them will be less than that of gamma rays. Visible rays ये तो हमारे ऊपर गिरता ही है. UV rays भी they also will have some effect. Ultraviolet
Yes.
rays.
So they can cause skin cancer.
Yeah, they can cause skin cancer, exactly. So based on their interaction with different things, एक particular range decide किया गया. ये सारे rays को एक range में रखेंगे क्योंकि इनका interaction एक जैसा है.
Okay. Sir, one thing. Cosmic rays, are they harmful and
Cosmic rays are very harmful. Very. Cosmic rays जो है वो atmosphere के अंदर आता नहीं है. Being very less wavelength radiations, they cannot travel to larger distances. अगर cosmic rays अगर गिरा तो done. Even gamma rays are very dangerous.
Yes, sir. Gamma rays, they are not
UV rays
good.
से over long time you will be getting some troubles like cancer. Gamma rays गिरा तो done.
Yes, and
Okay.
cosmic may be even more harmful.
Even more dangerous.
Yes.
एनर्जी के
Sir,
हिसाब से भी देखा तो लेफ्ट टू राइट एनर्जी विल बी डिक्रीजिंग. और एनर्जी के लिए बाद में पढ़ेंगे फॉर्मूला.
Sir,
left
where
to-
is this cosmic rays found?
सॉरी,
Cosmic rays is found where?
those are emitted by sun in very high temperature regions. Cosmic rays जो है, cosmic radiation, inside sun you have cosmic rays.
okay. So,
Sun will
sir,
Yeah.
these cosmic rays, how far can they travel? Like, I don't think we can predict that because it will depend on how much is emitted.
Yeah, and exactly.
So, sir, what is the measurement of one, like, we measure radiation in gray, right?
We measure radiation in
Gray. There is some unit called gray.
what is that exactly equal to?
Sir, it is equal to like 125 commercial X-rays taken at one point. Like, suppose there is after a bomb test, when the
Okay.
people go and measure the radiation, they take
Okay.
it in grays because it is high. So
Okay.
then that one gray is equal to
Some amount
125
of
X-rays.
X-rays. Okay.
Yes, 125 X-rays taken at once.
Okay.
So that will
I
be
think
one gray.
I think that particular measurement is for checking the अगर वो safety के लिए कुछ measurement रहेगा. That gray scale जो भी तुम बता रहे, maybe because to ensure safety purpose. वैसा कुछ होगा. I am not exactly aware of it, but normal basic entities are these frequency, wavelength, all those things.
Okay.
Safety standards होगा वो gray scale जो भी है. I will refer it.
Okay. Sir, one more thing. Can we create cosmic waves?
If you are able to generate very huge temperature, then definitely yes. But if you want to create cosmic rays, you need to have a nuclear reaction. Nuclear interaction ही होना चाहिए. Inside the sun, वो जो helium atoms है, because of nuclear fission and fusion, there will be liberation of very high amount of energy. Okay. That can be those particular rays can be generated inside that particular atom bomb. ये जो है ना, so इसलिए वो dangerous है.
Yes.
Sir,
because-
atom bomb और nuclear bomb uranium से बनता है ना?
Uranium से बनता है. Uranium, thorium.
Yes. Sir,
Was-
actually, how it works is there is a simple blast, and what that blast does is it
It,
simply releases that radiation capsule.
yeah, exactly. Oh, and it will trigger several other blasts.
Yes, yes.
Okay, okay. वो सब दूसरा है. Let us discuss that in separate lecture. इसमें नहीं. We will not
Okay,
deviate.
sir.
Okay. ठीक है. I hope this lecture is clear to everyone.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now we need to try to understand if the Maxwell's theory is applicable to an atom or not. We will be seeing that in next lecture.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, sir.